Thank you. So I'm Sandra Perkins-Line, the founder and CEO for a Sandy group of companies for which we have the brand name for our product, Zaag Naturals.
Can you tell us what inspired you to start such a business, especially as a woman?
Yes, so the inspiration, it comes in two folds. The first one, so I am a mother of 4 kids, a girl and 3 boys. Immediately after I had my third son, which was 2017, I had a lot of health issues together with weight. There was so much more that I needed to do with my health. And then I'm somebody who all the time, has been afraid of chemical drugs. So I started to search for natural ways to be healthy. That is to get organic products to take in so that I live a healthy life. But then unfortunately I could not find, but then everything in my search directed me to the Moringa, at which time I got to learn it, saw it, and then started to process it my own way at the time. And then it started to solve my problems, and it started to solve my kids' problems as well. But then it was this day, after a couple of months, my friend, there's a friend of mine, who had a severe sugar issue, and then she was rushed to the hospital, and she called me that night and said, can you take care of my daughter in case of anything? So I was scared. And then knowing that my research about Moringa helps with sugar, so I told her about it. But then at which time, since I was that afraid to give her what I had, I just directed her to Moringa tree and then told her how to go about it and then drink it. And you will find it interesting that after a couple of days, she became very okay. She came over to my house, took some of the powder. So at some point in time, I was like, for all along my life, there's something that I want to do business, and especially not just doing business, but to empower people, and especially empower females. So I think I can have this thing turn into a business where it's not only going to help people with health issues, but it's also going to be a source of income for other people that we employ and other people that we can have the raw material source from. So that was how it came into being. Yes, we do have competitors, but what sets us apart? Our competitor currently is only focusing on the tea, but we focusing on the powder, which we started from. And from the powder, you can make smoothie, you can add it to a salad, just any way it can be used. And then we also have the tea, but our own thing is to have this one-stop shop for Moringa products. And I think the way our powder or our tea are processed, if you look at the way we process ours, we have the freshness maintained, the nutrients maintained, the color, in fact, it's maintained through our production process. So I think because of that, we completely different from them. And then we have also taken ownership of our brand and what we have on the market when it comes to the quality that we're producing, for which we have our trademark registered with the Intellectual Property Office, and that is for 10 years up to 2033. So I think we've taken ownership of the quality we have on the market, and I think because of that, we're completely different from other competitors. So identifying the market again, for us, it was a little bit different. It wasn't about identifying a market or finding a need in the market. For us, it was more of creating a market. Because if you look at the history of Moringa in Liberia, there are very few persons who knew about it or who knows about it. They used to boil the fresh leaves and drink it. And then you cannot take it alone. For example, if you're traveling from one country to the other, you cannot take it alone. But then when we came to the market, we decided, hey, can we do it another way? Can we find another innovative way of doing it? So we decided to produce the powder, and then now we're producing the tea. So people find it more convenient now to be able to take it along in any location or across the world. Our primary customers, we say, are health conscious individuals. So people who value their health have decided to always come and get our products. So for example, sometimes we even meet people who is the first time hearing about our products, but once we are able to explain to them properly, they decide to give it a try. And the good thing about it is our record shows that we've always had recurring customers. So most times we buy today, once you test it out, we always have that person coming back and that person even telling other people about our product. And again, I think because of the freshness, because we maintain exactly what we say we're producing. So if we tell you it's moringa powder, it's moringa powder 100%. It's not like we're going to add something to maybe make it more. No, if we tell you it's ginger powder, it's ginger powder. We fetch the fresh leaves and then we clean the leaves up and then we set it up for the drying process. We have a whole process that we go through with the drying again. And then after that, we have the grinding process, which we grind. And then after that, we have the packaging before the sales and distribution. So we currently we're investing in our own farm. We have a small area where we have out there. We have up to 198 trees there. But then we also want to have our own farm that we can have up to maybe 10,000 trees in the first 2 years. And as we speak, we have up to 500 trees on nursery. But then the most important part of it for us, we have more than 30 to 35 households that we get the leaves from, and they look up to us for income. So it's a source of income for them. To the point where sometimes if they don't see us, like after a week, they call and say, "Oh, where are you guys? Can you come and get the leaves?" Because normally we go there. Sometimes we go places that they want to give it to us for free, but we tell them no, we're in the business and we think this is another source of income for you. So we buy the leaves from them and then we process it. So the challenges for the processing or the production is actually more on the packaging materials compared to the raw materials.
Let's go through the Growth Accelerator journey. How did you reach there?
That's one of the most interesting journey, and I admire that journey because I think it tested us in different ways. I remember back then in 2023, we did the application. We went through the entire process. We were successful at the final stage, and then we went for pitching. But then after the pitch, I mean, the judges did what they had to do, and I think in all fairness, I think they made the right decision by not selecting us at the time, because we think there were a lot of things that we had to put in place that we did not even know and that we did not do, and then we reached to that stage, but then they were able to flex some of those things. And but then because of that system and because we did not get the grant, and we saw the reason why, or one of the main reasons why we did not get the grant, which was about our sales, and then be able to differentiate our personal cash from the business cash. When we got that training, we made sure that we had our system into full swing, which we're still using today. And then we went back again in 2024 through the same process all over again. Started from scratch, did the application, did a budget, had a time, and was selected to the final stage. And we had to go and pitch. And we pitched, and then we became one of the successful winners for the Growth Accelerator Liberia program, which we appreciate wholeheartedly. And we've reached to this level, and because of that joining, I mean, right now we have customers in and out of Liberia. Well, as soon as you pay us your cash in couple of minutes, you have your receipt sent to you either through WhatsApp or by email. And then we have a full accounting system that if you need financial report from us, we just need seconds or a couple of minutes, and then we give you any financial report of that kind. So that journey was actually educative. And let me add this, I think we appreciate the Growth Accelerator program even more because it's not just about giving businesses money. I mean, sometimes you think cash is the problem. No, cash is not the problem. Sometimes it's just the knowledge on how to manage that cash. And I think that's something that we've gathered over time working with the Growth Accelerator program in the implementing partners on the different trainings that we receive. Because I think because of the trainings, we are able to manage both the grant funding and our own cash now and moving to the future. So I think it's something we appreciate about the program even more. Yeah. Growth Accelerator has been able to have us having 100% electricity through our solar investment. So Growth Accelerator, one of the funding amounts, we use it to have our solar system set up. So we have this system set up that is able to produce daytime up to 50 amps. I mean, people taking community current, sometimes taking 1 or 2 amps, and it's almost like $100 per month. And we have up to 50 amps in the daytime to be able to run all of our equipment. And then we also have a smaller system for the night time. So Growth Accelerator has given us, on top of everything else, electricity, that we don't have to worry about whether LEC is present or not. We do have electricity to be able to operate our business. Because the knowledge we enter Growth Accelerator with is not the knowledge we have right now. We are in a position right now that we also helping other female entrepreneurs. I mean, even though it's on a low scale, but at least we're able to give our own advice. We're able to give our own knowledge we've gained from the program to other people to help to improve, for example, on the packaging, to encourage them to have a financial system set up, to encourage them, sometimes even show them how to do bookkeeping, like just basic record and all of that. So yeah, the group has been in all the different aspects, in materials, in equipment, in electricity, in production, in the our own visibility, the places that we are represented. The fact that we came from nowhere and we are here today, it means we can move forward. So our whole vision is to be a one-stop shop for Moringa and ginger products. So we started with the powder, one size, and then we started with two sizes. We started with the tea bag, one flavor. Now we have two flavors. We currently have the lime flavor on test. We're going to have the lime with the Moringa only. We want to have the lime, moringa, and ginger. We have a couple of flavors on the line, and then we also want to do the infusion oil for the skin and the hair. That's also on test. It has been on test for more than 4 months. So there are a couple of products or a line of products that we want to do. When we look at the medicinal part of it, we also want to have, because you can have the powder into capsule or into tablet. There's a lot plus more that we want to do. So definitely, yes, we have plans for expansion. Do not look at where you're starting from. Look at where you want to go. Because sometimes where you're starting from is discouraging. Because for me, when I started, it was on my kitchen table. How can a kitchen table business reach a point where you supplying people in different parts of the world? It's not something that you would be able to comprehend. So for me, and then people, or especially females, should be aware that entrepreneurship is not an event. It's not something where you just go, you attend, and that's it, you don't know. It's your entire life. Because if I look back, I worked for 17 years in the private sector, NGO sector, educational sector that I worked, and decided to resign my job to do business. So it has its own challenges, but just the fact that you are aware and you intentionally going about what you're doing to be able to provide income for other people, knowing that, what you're doing is the reason why people have food on the table. I think it's something that once you look at it in that light, it's something that you will have that strength to be able to do. There are a couple of times that sometimes I even ask myself, I thought working for myself would have been easier, but I think it's one of the most challenging things to do. So females out there, entrepreneurship, it's no way to discourage you. No, come into it and come into it with everything you have. Come into it with the passion. Come into it knowing that you will work overtime, knowing that you will go the extra mile if you want to have your product or your services out there to people, and know that you aren't doing it for you, because your success is not measured by how much money you have in your pocket or how much money you have in your bank account, but the number of people that you've helped, the number of people you've been responsible for. That's the whole idea of success for me. So come into it with everything, with your all, and then yes, you can make it work.